I've already mentioned what's at the back of the room. I think maybe you should mention why we're here. We're here because evolution put life on this planet, but we're also here specifically because I plan not to be here on March 9th. NASA is holding a Famelab speech competition. Famelab, as I mentioned this morning, is a UK organization that has spread throughout the world and encourages young scientists to give short speeches about their science. NASA wants to hear about astrobiology. Astrobiology is not my science. However, astrobiology is interdisciplinary. It involves astronomy and biology and chemistry and so on, so I figured I'd represent physics. Astrobiology is basically the study of what life is, where it pops up, where it doesn't pop up, under what conditions it can pop up. That's the context for these speeches. I'm going to give 2 3-minute speeches, and then I'll invite feedback. That sound all right?
Do you want questions on the topic or just feedback on your talk?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. The judges at the competition will be evaluating, not sure if they'll be able to see this with this marker, but content. Am I saying something accurate? Am I giving accurate facts? Are my arguments valid and sound? Also, does the speech relate to astrobiology? Clarity involves how well you can understand what I'm saying. Do my analogies make sense? Do you come away with some sort of coherent picture as a takeaway idea? And finally, charisma. Am I worth watching? Do you care to pay attention? Hello, Mark. Thank you again for pointing me toward Famelab. Mark is the reason why I'm doing this. He guided me toward this competition. I was just giving a little outline about what we're doing here. And if you would like cookies or something to write comments on or with, you can see the back of the room. Okay. I also wanted to give 2 explanations of cultural references. I imagine there are some people here who have not read The Lord of the Flies, correct?
Correct.
Okay. The Lord of the Flies is a novel that's standard. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
It's a standard American high school reading. It's about a group of boys who are stranded on an island. They start out very civil and devolve into barbarism, and try to kill each other. Also, probably more people have seen Forrest Gump than have read The Lord of the Flies. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so those are just 2 references that I wanted to make sure everyone was familiar with. Okay. All right, this is the part where might as well time. Thanks. You look stunning. And by stunning, I mean well organized. Everyone's sitting in a separate chair, facing the same direction. Your organization will help us understand why life can evolve. Suppose that outside there's a zombie apocalypse. We can't leave. Soon, we won't look so organized. We'll build tents, we'll roast rats, we'll sharpen our spears and memorize The Lord of the Flies. Why? As time marches on, organization decays. Plates break but don't reassemble, especially if they are my mother's favorite plates. A physical law, the second law of thermodynamics, says that many systems become more disordered. Evolution seems to contradict the second law. 4 million years ago, carbon, hydrogen, and other atoms were frolicking about. Then, some atoms bound together into molecules. They assumed fixed positions relative to each other, just as you have fixed positions relative to your neighbors. Molecules bound into cells, cells into people. It's as though the Lord of the Flies chaos resolved into the Republic of Physics. How can a more disordered primordial soup give rise to a more ordered organism? Well, let's think about how living things get organized. What are your favorite foods? Pizza. Okay, Mark eats pizza. When he eats pizza, his body uses pizza's energy to build cells, to repair cells, to create order. We not only use energy, but also radiate. That is, we're hot. Some people might be thinking, yeah, we are. We are. We have temperatures of about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Our surroundings have lower temperatures, especially Lancaster in February. Heat flows from hotter areas to colder areas. When we use energy, we radiate energy to air molecules. Energized air molecules jump around, they bump into each other, they're disordered. We create more disorder outside us than order in us. So organized living systems can form in keeping with the second law of thermodynamics. Still, if there is a zombie apocalypse and anyone has a shotgun, talk to me after the speech. Thanks.
2 minutes, 50 seconds.
Awesome, thank you.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Speech number 2. Life is like a garbage dump. Never mind what you hear about boxes of chocolates. Living systems are organized like dumps. By thinking about a dump, we can understand why life can evolve. Picture a dump. See the rusty bicycles. Breathe in the smell of rotting eggs. Let's give our dump a stench rating. If the cat droppings mix with old meatloaf, then the smell knocks us out and has a rating of 10. If food occupies one bin, cardboard occupies another, and so on, then the dump just turns us pale green and has a rating of 1. Now, picture a primordial soup. Carbon atoms mix with hydrogen, oxygen, and other atoms. Carbon atoms are like milk cartons. Hydrogen is like old tires. The primordial soup is like a dump where the rubbish mixes. Primordial soups have high stench ratings. Stench doesn't sound scientific. Physicists say entropy. A primordial soup is disordered. It has high entropy. Organisms have low entropy. The atoms in us are organized into molecules and cells. Cells are like bins in the dump. A dump that has bins has a low stench rating. Organisms have low entropy. How can a high entropy, disordered primordial soup give rise to a low entropy, ordered organism? A physical law, the second law of thermodynamics, says that many systems become more disordered. If we throw more rubbish in a dump, the stench won't improve, right? Wrong. Because we can put clothespins on our noses and organize the dump. We can organize the dump only if we dirty our clothes, if we pollute while driving to the dump, if we create more disorder outside the dump than order in the dump. Similarly, as life has evolved on Earth, the Earth has radiated. We've polluted outer space with heat. More disorder is created by evolution outside living systems than order is created in living systems. So life can evolve in keeping with the second law of thermodynamics. And life is like a garbage dump. It stinks, it has slime, but isn't it so much more fun than a box of chocolates?
2 minutes, 52 seconds.
Thank you. So, thanks for listening. It would be really useful for me to hear specifically what you thought worked well and what you thought could be improved and how it could be improved.